talk about gambling in the state of Louisiana, and I am joined by Don Pledger, who is the Executive Director of the Louisiana Association on Compulsive Gambling. First, sir, can you just tell me a little bit about LACG, what it is that you guys do, and how gambling and problem gambling relates to Louisiana?
All right, I sure can. So LACG, which is how we normally refer to ourselves here in Louisiana, it's a little bit less to say.
Right.
We have been around for a little over 25 years now. So in the late 90s, when the state brought legalized riverboat gaming back into the state, legislators recognized several things needed to be in place. We needed to have resources available to those that might have problem gambling, including treatment, needed to support groups that could support each other through the recovery process of problem gambling, educate the community, and support the casinos. Because LACG, you know, we're not for or against gaming.
Right.
There's plenty of individuals that are out there enjoying this as a form of entertainment, but there are those that struggle with it. So we're there to help.
Absolutely. Can we talk a little bit about what problem gambling can look like, how it can manifest?
We sure can. So problem gambling has some attributes to it that are similar to other addictions. It can be progressive in nature. There can be this tolerance that's built up within the individual, like you would see with chemical addictions like alcohol or other drugs. So in that way, it can be very overwhelming. It can also have some unique attributes. It's often considered the silent addiction. And the reason for that is because with problem gambling, unlike some of the others, there's no smell of the breath, alcohol or drugs, slurred speech, stumbling around. Some of those visual signs that are there are not with problem gambling. So it's an addiction that can be hidden until things become extremely overwhelming to the individual. Some of the individuals that call into us can really express the sense of hopelessness that they're feeling when they finally make that outreach to call us. We've had one gentleman call in early morning hours. His story was so much like so many others, but it was before sunrise on a weekday morning. A father, a husband, the family was still asleep, hadn't woken up yet. He stayed up all night because he knew that morning when the sun came up on that day, foreclosure was going to come on his house.
Wow.
And the secret wasn't going to be a secret anymore.
Right.
His family would know how financially devastating this was on them. And so things can really magnify to a very large level when it finally comes out in the open that this is a problem to someone.
Absolutely. There's lots of similarities to what we see on a regular basis.
Yeah.
I want to also ask about, you know, sports betting or sports gambling. This is something that's taken off a lot over the last few years.
Yeah.
How is this, has this changed the work that you all do, or do you have to approach it differently when you're helping people in recovery?
It's changed primarily in the sense that it's showing us different individuals that are being impacted by problem gambling. And I can give you some examples. So there's an estimated maybe 275,000 individuals in the state that are experiencing problem gambling in some way. Only about 10% of those individuals come into treatment. Sports betting is changing that demographic for us a little bit in the sense that it's a younger population that we're seeing that's really gravitating towards the sports betting. So it's like 18 to 35-year-old. It's individuals that are college age and often in college.
Oh, wow.
It can be more affluent individuals. We're also seeing that there's a high connection between mental fatigue, mental health issues starting to show a struggle, and the addictive behavior of sports betting, much like you would see with a teenager that's spending too much time on TikTok. Because it can be so isolating, we can focus so much time on it that it really starts to wear us down in a mental way as well.
Absolutely. Just to wrap up here, what are the ways that people can reach out if they want help, if they want treatment? How can they reach you?
So in the state, we have a problem gambling helpline, which is 1-877-770-STOP. They can call from anywhere in the state and speak to someone and start to get some ideas on what the help is that they can receive. And within the state of Louisiana, treatment is free to residents of Louisiana. So there's really no reason not to call and start to ask questions and find out what resources are there.
All right. Well, thank you, Don, for coming with us and telling us about what's happening with our state and with our mental health.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.